All you hoes, you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. All you hoes don't give a damn what you wanna do. They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.
For the black men and the black men only. So if you're still here, that means you stopped. And that means you're a black man, or a black king, or a chocolate king. But I'm glad I have your attention. Should I tell him? I got a secret for you. Listen, don't tell nobody I told you this. Are you ready? Quit stressing. Get you a white girl.
Yes. Welcome again, guys, to another video live stream, or whatever you want to call this, here on the Chaos Rain Show. I am Chaos Rain, and today, yes, you see the thumbnail. You might even read the description of this video, or wherever, if you decide to read it. We have to talk about this. It has made its rounds, which I anticipate, but I never really anticipate the magnitude of the backlash the rounds have made with this. And here's the fun thing. Brian McKnight is a well-established singer for the last over 30 years. Matter of fact, because I did this on the fly, I'm going to check how long Brian McKnight has been a singer. And as you guys come in, please hit the like button. And this is something that I didn't want to go in his catalog because I don't have much albums by Brian McKnight, but I know that he started to get more popular as the 90s wind down, from what I recall. And from what I understand, he's been signed under a label, the first label called Mercury Records, back in '89. So we could say roughly he's been a legit signed artist for the past 36 years. And his first album, Brian McKnight, released was 33 years ago in 1992. The feature hit like One Last Cry was one of his hits back in 92. And this man won a whole lot of nominations. I think he won a total of 16 Grammy nominations, 10 plus studio albums, many collaborations from Boyz II Men, Vanessa Williams, Justin Timberlake, even Mariah Carey. And really, that's just the background. Like, literally the background. But before we go any more deeper, let's look at what was the thing that got the attention that a lot of black women really had to voice their opinion on Mr. McKnight. And yes, I'm going to say this for those that's watching the stream. We're 5 minutes into this. If Brian McKnight decides to move on with life and pick another woman that's not part of the what we call African American community, it is actually your fault, Keisha. Yes, it is Keisha's fault, unfortunately. And I make no bites off this, but I did not know how much shit Brian McKnight went through his first wife, even to the point now, I'm hearing most black women not even support Brian McKnight because what his first wife done to him for a reason. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna listen to his mouth according to what he has accomplished, or better, what he has been doing for the last couple years in regards to try to salvage what his career, his name, like any black man. And I advocate most black men need to start fighting this, because women do not respect you until you give some form of consequence. I am the belief, and I would say I know women don't respect nothing unless they're instituted a form of consequence. And it's proven evident every day by what you do, what your actions, how you take, and how you deal with them on a personal and a non-personal relationship with women, especially black women. So let's hear Brian McKnight in his celebration and what outcomes has led to this, and etc. So no further ado, let's run the video. Like always, this is from Brian McKnight. I'm not sure this off his social media. I don't know where it come from, but anyhow, let's go into this. Let's go.
It's been a long journey getting to this day, October 16th, 2025, but we are here in the English countryside, about an hour and a half outside of London, and the verdict is in. We've been quiet, listening to liars continue to lie and keeping to ourselves, living and loving our life, as we said, leaving everything in God's hands and letting our lawyer do the talking. But according to the courts, trying to ruin my name and trying to bring harm to my family in a book filled with lies equals $8.8 million. And this is just the beginning, because anyone and everyone that helped promote these lies will hear from my lawyer in the days to come. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. That from my voicemail is the voice of a liar.
Do not text Nico again. Do not call Nico again. Leilani, if you are also checking these messages, that goes for you as well. I am very serious about this. I am very serious about this. Do not text him, period. Period. Please understand that. And Brian, you know me. You know me. And you know that I mean what I'm saying to you.
All right. Yeah, I heard it first. There you go. I see Jay Shine in the building. What's good? Jay Shine, if you want to pop up, let me know. Make sure you guys like the stream. This should be a good one. What I'm about to do, let me look. And for those that's not familiar with Brian McKnight, depending what age you are, and we got a lot of Gen Zs, and I would say people that's around my age range, millennials, roughly, that might not be familiar with Brian McKnight. His catalog of work, studio albums, he has 14 studio albums, including some that was a mixed compilation of an album, mostly holiday albums, from the Bethlehem to I'll Be Home for Christmas. Those are like more of a holiday collections, not albums, but yeah. And let's look. Oh, one second, guys. Okay. All right. So his albums, I'm going to run down quickly, not all of it, because this is pertain to more big issue. All right, I'll drop in Discord in a second. I'm gonna drop in a second. Give me a second, Jay Shine. The first album, self-titled, Brian McKnight, that came out of Mercury Records because he was signed in 1989, released in 1992. His song, One Last Cry, Love Is the Way Love Goes. I'm not sure that's the one with Janet Jackson. I gotta look that one up. All right, number 2, album 2, I Remember You, 1995, smooth R&B with jazz influence. Song, On the Down Low, Still in Love, Every Beat of My Heart. Album number 3, 1997, major breakout album. Oh, so this is the album that he broke out in 1997, 28 years ago. Imagine that. The song, Anytime You Should Be Mine, Don't Waste Your Time, featuring Mace. That was his breakout album. So the third album was The Try that got him to well recognized really globally. Album number 4, Back at One, 1999, hits best-selling album. Over 3 million copies. This was the best-selling album. That's 26 years ago. Songs, Back at One, 6, 8, 12, Stay, or Let It Go. That's 1999. Then album number 5, 2001, nominated for several Grammys. Song, Love of My Life, Still. Album number 6, U-Turn, 2003, songs, Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda, What We Doing Here. Album number 7, Gemini, 2005, song, Every Time You Go Away, What We Do in Here, remix. Album number 8, 10, 2006. Released under Warner Brothers. Song, Find Myself in You, Used to Be My Girl. Album number 9, Evolution of a Man, released 2009. Songs, What If I've Been Waiting For, Just a Little Bit. Album number 10, Just Me, released 2011. Double disc, studio plus live performance. Album number 11, More Than Words, 2013. Songs, Sweeter, Don't Stop. Album number 12, Better, 2016, features a return to the classic R&B sounds. Album number 13, Genesis, 2017. Songs, Everything I Want You. And album number 14, which is Exodus, I think one of his last studio albums, released 2020, promoted as his final album. Songs, Nobody Bad, Stay on My Mind. So those are the albums. And he won Grammy back in he won a lot of Grammys, but this Grammy particularly was noticed in 2001. That's 24 years ago. And now that's the background of his background music, and I'm gonna drop it in Discord a second. Oh yeah, I wish I could play it, but you know how YouTube is. All right. Now reject this. We're gonna look at some articles. We are going to look at some articles here. Can I tell you guys, this is the show tonight, and I'm not going to leave nothing unturned. And before I pull this article, I'm going to make sure there's no other articles. And there's some more into it, but I'm not worrying about that right now because he won his judgment. So the big win to him. All right. So let me pull up these 2 articles. And one thing, as you know, Jason, I will put it in the Discord to make sure my Discord, I'll open that in a second. Let me just go through this. Gotta go through the content. Let me go make sure everything I'm looking through here. All right. Okay. Yes. There's court documents too, so let's look at the court documents. All right, let me see if we can get court documents. I doubt it's going to do that. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Let me see what TMZ says. Yeah. Oh, and there's more. Oh, it's a lot of articles. Oh, this is interesting. This is very interesting. All right, so let's start this with this one, and your guys not gonna see it. I'm going to probably read it. All right, thank you. I'll take my time. All right, so let's pull up. Let me remove some things off the studio. Wait. Kind of want to make some space. There we go. Which one I'm going to go through first? Well, we're going to go with the complex. We're going to go with complex first. Brian McKnight says he wants $8.8 million in lawsuit against ex-wife after she failed to appear in court. Now, before I go on with this, and Jay Shaw will, when he comes up, he's going to explain more detail. And I want black men to know this and know as well. And hear me out. Do you guys remember The Game? The artist named The Game? I remember. I also remember that he has paid this so-called chick or this bitch that he was, I guess, alleged messing around with. Or I said alleged because I don't know if he had intercourse with this chick or not. She went and alleged that this man did something to her sexually. I don't know if it's groping, whatever they call what it was he did. But she put up and filed a lawsuit against The Game, which The Game did not took seriously, mind you. And she went and filed a lawsuit, went to court, did not show up, and she was awarded, I think, roughly $3 million in a settlement over the alleged groping or so-called sexual assault or sexual touching from The Game. And the problem with this, right, for those that don't know, how this thing really works is if someone files a claim to you that you must show up to court or you be hit with a serious lawsuit, for you not showing up, the judge in the back of their minds, either as a man or woman judge, will think that you are in contempt and you are the one that did the wrong. And instead of defending yourself, they award the plaintiff ruling in their favor instead of yours. So as I noticed that The Game had to pay upwards to $3 million in that settle. Now, what has happened, he has sold his house, from what I'm hearing, and there might be more down the line that he has to cough up a couple $1 million to a woman that really truly does not deserve that money because she don't work for it. Most of these women nowadays sit on their ass and hoping that you dudes going to touch on them and all this nonsense so they could give you and slap you with some form of lawsuit for a reason. Hell, they might slap you a lawsuit for even looking at them. At the end of the day, at the end of the story, you must show up to court if you're going to be issued any form of lawsuit in the couple thousands to the millions. All right. He won millions in damages against his ex-wife, Julie McKnight. On Thursday, October 16, the singer took to his Instagram to announce he has won $8.8 million in a defamation judgment that he filed in May against Julia, according to TMZ. McKnight was prematurely celebrating because Julie didn't appear in court. He subsequently filed a motion for default judgment and is now waiting for the courts to confirm that he won. It's been a long journey getting to this day. October 16, 2025, Brian said in his IG video, the verdict is in. He's been quiet, listening to liars continue to lie, and keeping to ourselves, living and loving our life. As we said, leaving everything in God's hands and letting our lawyers do the talking. But according to the courts, trying to ruin my name and trying to bring harm to my family in a book filled with lies equal to $8.8 million. And this is just the beginning, because anyone or everyone that helps promote these lies will hear from my lawyer in the days to come. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Now from my voicemail is the voice of a liar. Which you all heard. And going down, McKnight went on to share a voicemail presuming the Julia about their late son Nico, who died in May from a 2-year battle with cancer. Do not text Nico again. Do not call Nico again. She alleged, saying, before addressing McKnight, current wife Lillian. Lillian, if you are also checking these messages, that goes for you as well. I'm very serious about this. I'm very serious about this. Do not text him, period. Period, please understand that. And Brian, you know me. You know me, and you know that I mean what I said to you. Back in May, McKnight took legal action against his ex-wife in court. Documents obtained by Complex, he accused Julia of making false statements about him in her book, Mama's Bear, Beautiful Blend. And let me tell you something, you fucking women. Listen to me and hear me good. Let me stop this. Let me do this. If you're broke, you stay broke. And what I mean by this, I want my voice to go as far as I'm going to tell you this. I'm not pushing my words in this. You're married to a millionaire. For matter of fact, before I say, I want to run my mouth. Let me see how long these two been married. How long? Hold on, guys. All right. Okay. They've been married now. The first marriage that Brian McKnight had, and it's ironic, Brian McKnight got married when he got signed to Mercury Records in 1989. The next year, he got married. Now, I'm hoping Brian was in his 30s when he got married to this chick. Let me check how old this dude was. How old is Brian McKnight? Okay. Oh, now it makes goddamn sense. And he's Gemini too. Jesus Christ. This man got married 21. You must be dumb as oh my goodness. But no, you know, I don't want to make fun of this, but I'm going to keep it real. Wait, hold on. Damn it. Hold on. Some of this went off. One second. That's a bad time. All right. Brian McKnight got married at 21. At 21. And he got divorced at roughly 34. Yes, 34. In 2003. They have 2 kids. 2 sons, actually. Okay. All right. All right. Let me say, yes. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm not going more further because I use it. But let me go back. Where's my image? Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. And where was I? So let's keep going. In the book, Miss McKnight claims that she was emotionally abusive and harassed by Mr. McKnight. The court documents read, additionally, Miss McKnight claims that Mr. McKnight neglected the well-being of their minor children and that he was the sole reason as to why neither she nor their children were ever fully successful in the music industry. You got quantitate. What do you mean by success? I don't see nothing really tangible of the McKnights, especially the sons, personally. So they're going to have to quantify that. Matter of fact, let me make sure everything in my end, because I don't think I'm gonna check if anybody's even liking the stream, because sometimes when I talk, computers listen. I gotta double check that now. Yeah, guys, as you guys come in, please hit the like button. Likes are free, man, guys. I don't have to really say much about that. Please hit the like button. Okay. Where was I? McKnight also called his ex allegation false and a hoax to generate positive publicity for herself and her career, and sought compensatory damages. While McKnight claims he won $8.8 million in the case, there aren't any court documents available to the public reflecting this information. A cursory glance at documents available on the Wake County, North Carolina court website shows that the last document in the case is dated October 6th. And there's many more images, but that is the article for Complex. And now I'm going to look at the Atlanta Black Stars. This is the so-called Negro website for Black people, particularly in Atlanta. So it looks like some Black folks from Atlanta. I'm Black Star with the news and scoop. So we're going to look at that now. All right, let's look at that. Let's look at that crap. All right. Next article. He's taking joy in their suffering. Brian McKnight shaded post after beating ex-wife in court sparks major backlash. When most of the people win a legal victory, they might pop some champagne and call it a day. Brian McKnight, he grabbed a cigar. Yeah, and he got one of them, I think, Cuban cigars. He got a big one too. Headed to the English courtside and turned his courtroom trumpet into a fully blown social media spectacle that left fans wondering if winning was ever really about justice at all. The R&B's coroner took to his plaintiff on October 16 to announce he secured an alleged $8.8 million default judgment against his ex-wife, Julie McKnight, in a defamation case standing an hour and a half outside London. The back at one singer explains his signs up until that point. He's been quiet, listening to liars continue to lie and keeping to ourselves, living and loving our life, as he said. Leaving everything in God's hands, which he said, right? We're not going back to that again. And according to McKnight, the courts agreed that Julian's allegations of emotional mistreatment and harassment in her book, Mama's Bear, beautifully blend, released in January 2025, were false. So this book came out in this year? I thought the book came out years ago. Now I got to double look and check when this book came out, Mama's Bear. Let me see when this book came out. I gotta look when this book came out. Let me see. All right. Because I thought it came out years ago. This book is, yeah. Oh my God. How dumb can you be? This is a new book. Whoa. Now it makes a whole lot of sense. Not only he's been waiting for years to do this, but when you came out a book and they put in Slander, man, this is very telling. The book's almost 200 pages long. Yeah, this is sad. This is really sad. And let me see if there's any reviews and comments on this shit. Yeah. Great read. One person writes, great read. Yeah, I bet it is. Next person writes, a great read. The author, Julie McKnight, authentically shares her journey as a young wife and mother, navigating through the challenges of two spheres, the real world and the world of celebritydom, while always putting her children, family, blah, 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 blah. She don't love her children. Let's keep it real. The essential readings for anyone facing challenges separating divorce, family, and blah, blah, relationship. Thank you, Julie, for her courage and sharing your story. Yeah, right. Next story. Next person. Honestly, journey of transformation. Julie McKnight shares an honest, raw, and real accounts of her experience with growth, love, family, and importance of loving support. Okay. Next commenter writes, say what? Very good read. Well written. Consider the circumstance written kept the bait based on who was and my favorite artists. Yeah. All right. I'm not reading more. That's some bullshit. I bet. Yeah. And most, you know who the one that was reading this garbage? Women. Nisi. And you know, black women love gossip. They love these type of bullshit books. I tell you. All right. But according to the courts, tried to ruin my name and tried to bring harm to my family, and a book filled with lies, equally 8.8 million, he declared, making it clear this was only the beginning. He promised that everyone who helped spread what he called lies will soon hear from his legal team. However, according to TMZ, McKnight filed a motions for a default judgment because his ex didn't show for court, and he is still waiting for the courts to sign off his win officially. This technically doesn't prevent him from celebrating prematurely on October 6th. The parties involved in the case were given 21 days to respond, meaning the final outcome remained uncertain as the deadline approached at the month's end. So October 6th. Let me count how many days on my device, because the parties involved in the case were given 20 days to respond, meaning the final outcome remains uncertain as the deadline approaches at the month's end. So this will end by the end of this month. Let me do the math. Matter of fact, let me pull up my calendar. Do this, guys, because I want to see visually see it. Where's my calendar? Okay. The 6th was on a Monday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So she has till next week, her people and them, to try to, I guess, combat this, maybe. So not till next week. So we're going to keep an eye on this because they gave her a week from what I'm reading. After his comment, McKnight shares a clip of himself running and leaping with joy as a voicemail from Julie played, warning him and his wife Lynn to stop reaching out to their son Nico, which I find problematic. And let me see what else. The Shade Room Instagram posts this video, which is run by Africans. The people don't know. The Shade Room is controlled by Africans. For people don't know, so when you see the Efri, keep in mind it's the Africans run that caters to black women. For those that don't know, which is I find repulsive, but it's not a story. Make sure you guys comment, like the video, because I can't keep up what's going on in the chat room. So like the stream. All right. It's like he's taking joy in his family's and his first family suffering. And to think I had his music on repeat as a kid. One disappointing follower wrote, another person cut straight to the financial reality. You need it, sir, because we aren't attending any of your concerts, lame. The reference to his struggling concert sales hits hard, as McKnight has faced multiple cancellations due to former fans boycotts his shows. Next, the criticism grew sharper as commentaries questioned the entire promise of his victory. Sir, we don't trust you or the courts. One person slates flatly, while another expressed what many were thinking more bluntly, Brian go to well, I don't know if that's hell. I know that's some misspelled shit. Perhaps most painful, several people point out the timing of his celebration. Nothing that he posts has gloom videos of what would have been Nico's 33rd birthday. Okay. He posted his gloating of his son's first heavenly birthday. He is so miserable. One commentarily observed. Another simply notes Nico would have been 33 years. Let me tell you something. Let me stop right here. And I gotta show myself. Because y'all guys playing games. You ain't gonna play games with me. I'm seeing this fake outrage, this bullshit. Let me say this. This is fake outrage. Most of you women don't give a fuck about your kids. Let's stop it. If you really care about your kids, you make sure your sons still have some connection with their father. No matter how the relationship you view you and your husband, or how you view you and your man. Once you start putting the kids against your actual husband, which is Brian McKnight, that is war in itself. Now, he's been married to this woman for 13 years. They divorced for whatever reason, right? It's still your responsibility with the kids at the time, and they were like probably boys at the time when they got divorced. They should still have connection with their father, even go as far as they should stay with their father. But no, this is the things that black women do not do. They thinking in mind their kids are theirs alone for them to control, not raise, control, and use against the father. And I'm seeing this countless times, too many times. It's like when Brian McKnight, he moved on and found a woman that will be under his program, and the rest is history. Personally. So let me read this. I'm gonna probably drop the link in the back chat for Jay Shine. And I'm probably gonna do that. All right. The rift between McKnight and his older children have been years in the making. In 2019, his daughter, Brianna, sued him for defamation after he made damaging allegations after her in a viral video. The situation escalated in April 2024 when he referred to his biological children as products of sin while Nico was undergoing chemotherapy. Okay. Nico responded publicly, revealing that when he reached out from the hospital bed, hoping to reconcile, his father told him he couldn't openly say he loved him. Okay. McKnight relationships with his current wife, Lillian Mendoza, whom he married in 2017, has been central to his family's drama. He legally changed his name to Brian Coney McCuser to match their son's name, despite already having a son named Brian McKnight. Okay. He embraced Lillian to turn from her previous relationship while publicly distancing himself from his biological kids. The irony was lost on observing that McKnight maintained a weekly Fatherhood Fridays series on social media where he shares parenting wisdom with his 515,000 followers. And on October the 4th post, he emphasized the importance of loving children equally, advice that rang hollow to many watching his celebration unfold. Okay. Julie McKnight remained mostly silent following his announcement, posting only a daily affirmation of October 17 that read, "Before October ends, know that everything you're enduring has been for a purpose." Okay. Given the 21-day response deadline ending at month's close, her message may carry more weight than initial appearance. Meanwhile, one commentary summed up what appears to be prevailed sentiments. I wish Brian would shut up sometimes. RP Nico. The victim may have been legally sound, but the court's publicly opinion McKnight premature. Wait, hold on. Sorry. Is my fan showing? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Oh, sorry, guys. I didn't know. Okay. Rest in peace, Nico. The victim may have been legally sound, but in courts of public opinion, McKnight premature and celebration looks less like vindication and more like he was the real loser. I'm not sure what the hell that means, but that looked like some little shots fired, which is pretty weak in my opinion. Which I don't respect weak response like that. And go to hell for that shit. All right, let me see if any other articles right here. You guys want to see a picture of Brian McKnight's old wife? What she look like? Let's show it right here. I might as well. And if you're still in the building, Jay Sean, let me know. I'm going to start put the link now. Where is it? I'm going to skim through this last one. Last article. Brian McKnight celebrates ex-wife not showing up to court. It takes a huge win. The 17th of October. It's already declared a victory in his defamation case against ex-wife Julian McKnight. This is Julian right here. This is back in 1999, 26 years ago. Okay. Brian files a motion for default judgment and is waiting for the courts to sign off to make his win official. But that technically don't prevent Brian from celebrating. The R&B legend posts a video of himself smoking a cigar. We read that, right? Let's go down. Let's go. Talking about her book. Yeah. Yeah. So as you can see, this is the picture. This is an old Brian McKnight when he was like 30. And his wife, I'm not sure what his wife is. Probably his wife might be the same age. That's how it normally goes. So, yeah. Hey, what's good, Gregory? So I'm going to probably, let me do this. Let me do this. So what y'all guys think about Brian McKnight so far? Me going through this. I'm not sure what y'all think about this, but in my opinion, I think this is a big W for Brian McKnight, regardless what people think or view of this man. I think more black men are going to probably do this. Regardless if you got the funds or not, you need to do this. You need to set an example, personally. And let's see. Oh, that was weird. Let me see. Let me remove this. Make some space. I think right now with Brian McKnight, and matter of fact, let me see if there's any detail. Since I'm on here, I'm gonna be looking at. I'm gonna scroll through. He's a Gemini, born 69, one of the last 60 babies. Damn it. All right. And as I'm looking, oh guys, please support the channel. If you guys want to throw anything in the super chat or cash app, or use super chat is better. I will surely appreciate it. I'll read it out. To any person that will go back to this, and I want to hear from y'all. Do you think that more men should take to the law and handle their affairs when it comes to disagreeable, ungrateful, and really petty women in their lives, whether they're wives or ex-wives or girlfriends? Should men do more of this, especially black men? Should you more let the law be put your time emphasis and let the lawyers deal with your problems instead, let it slide, for lack of better words? I'm not a part of people letting things slide, personally. No, they shouldn't slide. Let me do this because I gotta. So do you guys agree that more men should really do this? Should they take the time out their days to really let these women feel real consequence in regards to lawsuits? I think lawsuits are a good thing. I think more people should be taking legal action, especially if they're being defamed throughout the public, in my opinion. I'm not a person that you should just sit there and stay silent and let someone run you down the ground and spread rumors, lies, or gossip on you. In my opinion, I don't think that's the best way to go. In my opinion, and as I'm doing this, hold on. Where is it? I'm just doing something. Look. Oh, if you guys not follow me on Discord, I'm not sure waiting for it, join my Discord service, please. My Discord is in the description below. So, all right, I'm just looking at some things right now because I cover enough. And the funny thing, I never went to Brian McKnight's official IG. Let me see if I can find his IG. Yeah, I'm going to look for his IG right now. I might follow Brian McKnight after this because he did a good job. All right, Brian McKnight. Let me see if he has Instagram. I know he has Instagram, so let me find his Instagram page right now. Everybody got IG nowadays. Let's see. I think this is Instagram. Yeah. If you're not following Brian McKnight on Instagram, I'm not sure what you're waiting for. You should follow him. He's doing some good things, man. All right. Let me look down. Man, look like he's doing better now. That guy was not doing good at all. Is it Asian? I think, yeah. Oh, she is Asian. Okay. Well, it tells you right there, that if a man is doing what he's supposed to be doing, I mean, I'm not sure why you trying to stop that. I mean, I can see why he moved on. Yeah. See, and it's funny. Since I'm on here, I'm going to say this. When it comes to black folks, we have a very propensity to react differently when we around other groups of people, especially in what we call interracial relationships. We turn a 180 quick. And I'm not talking just black men, non-black. I'm talking about black people in general, including black women. You black women, when you're in a relationship with these non-black men, you change a quick 180 because in your mind, your heart, you salvage and drool to be around non-black men, especially white men in general. Because I was listening to one particular stream, and some stupid chick talking about, she's in this relationship with this man for who knows how long. Hopefully you're married to her, but hopefully you and him married, but that's another story. But up here, Thomas saying that it is better. No, it's not. You do not want to be on no black man's program. You view yourself as ugly, bad, demonic, evil. So obviously, you're going to have that propensity to veer towards non-black people in general. That's what I'm getting off. That's the scoop. You're veering to want to be in these relationships with them. See, when black men want to be in a relationship with what they call non-black women, is because by default he found something that works for him. Not to mention that we're still, unfortunately, mating and procreating with each other at 80%. For those that don't know. Knowing the marriage rate, and here's one thing. They still keep talking about black men and marriage of black men. We got to look at marriage across the board. Marriage is down for all groups of people, including non-black people. And we all know non-black people, the last thing they want to do, especially a white man or whatever, is going to say, I'm going to ditch white woman, Becky, Sarah, etc. I'm going to go look for Keisha. Give me Keisha. Where's Keisha? Absolutely not. Then I look at listen. And shout out to Only Logic for doing the content he's doing. He's revealing all day, every day until Sunday of a lot of these black women of all walks of life and all backgrounds. They're up here busting it wide open. They're opening up their legs. Hell, they open their pussy jaw open for non-black men and not getting nothing for the screw. Can you imagine that? You up here open it up in all three of your holes, not four. I'm not sure what the four is. And all you come out to it is some white essence and a wet behind. Let that sink in. For those that don't, let that sink in. Right. You're busting it wide open for Mr. Charlie. You are begging, and Tim say, do you want black children, right? Or we like to call mixed children, but that's not a story. And Mr. Charlie look at you with a side eye and look at you funny and say, no. And those that do give you the mixed babies, anytime he abandons that bastard child, because he created a bastard, let's be honest, and move on to better things and find the woman of his choice, particularly within his own group or an Asian woman, which, you know, Brian McKnight has picked as his new wife, an Asian woman. It's like the thing, like B just said it best, and it never gets old. It might get old to y'all, but never gets old to me. And what is that? I'll tell you what it is. For those that don't know, why black women will sit there and give it all to Mr. Charlie and no pushback. He said it like this.
21 years military, 13 years overseas since 1994. All the white men I knew during my service military with black baby mamas would never put on child support. Explain this reality, black woman. No, they got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right?
You a goddamn
Fucked up!
Yes. They fight hard, tooth and nail. They'll beg for it. Hell, they'll even just drop their panties and then just jump on top of non-black men, particularly Mr. Charlie. And in hopes, not possibility, and we can go as far as the possibility of having the mixed child, the mixed bastard child. That is reparations for a good portion of black women here in the West and abroad to have that mixed child. And for you as the black man, as productive and successful like Brian McKnight, you're just a casualty. Because anytime you veer and stop paying this bitch, your wife, you're going to have problems. You get divorced, that's fine. Make sure that check is still coming in. Let them live off your money. That's the whole premise and the purpose of why she hates you. And mind you, he was paying until these kids got adult age. And once they reach adult age, you know what he did? Like any person that moved on with life, he cut you off, which is the natural occurrence for those that don't know. You're not supposed to live off your father forever, you lazy bastards. Especially you, bitch. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. You're no longer married to this man. I mean, I'm not sure if they got married in California. I'm not sure where they got married, but how the law is structured, right? That you're not supposed to be living off no man for a long period of time. But most of y'all do. Most of y'all do. And y'all do it all day, every day, to whatever. And in hopes by doing this, right? That you're gonna be living off another man's wallet while still going around screwing around and spending his money. Now, to me, I think Brian was smart to cut them off. I wish he cut them off sooner, but because they were just newly divorced, it didn't make no sense at the time to do so. But now that he's moved on and he's doing pretty much better now, it looks better. Move better. Hold on. He's doing better things. I could see why Brian McKnight looks more happier. He moves better. He's smiling. Hell, he probably is producing more better music, but I think he put it down for a reason and started let this go, which is good on him. The only thing I find problematic is that your first wife is trying to cut your paper, which don't make no damn sense. The last thing you want to do as a woman, regardless he's paying or not, is to cut your former husband's income off. That's the last thing you want to do. Matter of fact, I find it demonic you do so. Very demonic. And I say this, and I say this always, it is your fault, Keisha. The original title was, it's your fault, Keisha. Brian McKnight, it's your fault, Keisha, that you this is your fault why this has come down to. Now, do I think that Brian McKnight really wanted to divorce his wife? I don't know. I just don't know. But I find it odd. Like, literally, I find it really odd, right? After the relationship is sour between you and him for God knows how long, right? Why can't you just move on and find another man? Is my biggest question. Matter of fact, that's my only question to a lot of ladies. If the relationship is over, you should move on. You should be able to find the next man lined up. Last time I checked. But no, you're not doing that. You're definitely not doing that. What you're doing is that you are crying wolf. You're not really being productive, because I'm not sure what his wife does on the side while they're married. I read that piece where they talk about she was mad that Brian didn't help her two boys from him, his first two kids, get up and become artists, right? But I would go far and say about the Idris Elba effect. What I mean, the Idris Elba effect is he has a daughter. His daughter's like in her maybe late 20s, last time I checked. And she was complaining with her father to give her what they call hook a sister up, right? And try to become an actor, right? That's cool. But here's the problem. Here's a big problem. Your father can't just open the doors for you to get into this business like that. And not because he might not know people, but like anything, you need to start from the ground up. Like everybody else. You must work your way up. Like everybody else. And I no, not believe that Idris Elba own daughter, and she good looking woman, is not willing to put in the work. Like literally, not willing to put the work to become an actress, for lack of better words, right? So your father could only do so much. I mean, literally, so much. But at the end of the day, you had to put in the work like everybody else. Now, fast forward to Brian McKnight's first two boys. One that's no longer here and one that's probably alive, or a boy or girl from the birth wife, right? What are your kids doing to become next Brian McKnight or next big artist? Is my question. I'll wait. I'll wait. Because your father did what he had to do to put himself in position to become an artist he is today. Why are you not following the same footsteps and not only fight against your father, but working with your father? But oh, I forgot, you can't do that because your mother divided you between her and him. So really, you gotta look back at your mother, your mother just did in regards to your development as a young boy or girl in your journey to become the next artist. Because your father separate and divorced your mother back in 2003. That's now 22 years ago. So you think now once you become, because the first son was 33 when he died, right? Okay, he died 33 at age 33. So I'm not sure where he was born. I don't know if he was born 1992, 1991, right? I would say he died. I think he died in 2023 because it sounded like he was born in 1990. But any case, right? What you as a young boy or young woman did after you reached or hit the age of 18 years of age? Did you stay and live off your father's money and did nothing? Or you put in the work instead of fighting and agreeing everything what your no good mom said about your father and said, I'm going to work with my father and try to become something? I'll wait. That's the question I want to ask. That's the only question I've asked. Now, obviously, we're not getting no answers for this because let's be clear. Once a mother creates a certain divide between you and your father, that's war in itself. You think a bitch would be more respectful to make sure he still has access to his kids and make sure whatever goes from is nothing between me and your daddy, but you're gonna be better than us to the point we're gonna make sure we're gonna help you in best way possible to make you the best human being possible. That's been the direction that's been taken. Instead of sit there being sour and all stuff, where if he did move on, he still has some connection with his kid, co-parent properly, still be interact. Matter of fact, he should be, most of these kids should be staying with their father personally. Because he has most resources that's staying with your ass. I don't like the fact that most women that get divorced by their first husband, they stay with the kids stay with them up to the 18, 20. No, no, no. That has to stop. I'm sorry, that got to stop. Especially he's the serious breadwinner. If he's a bread earner of this family. Now, if he's not and he's taking care of himself by himself, they should still spend more time with their father. Enjoy. But no, that's not the case because most women, and I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna hurt a lot of y'all ladies. Y'all want the money from the child support. That's it. You're not getting that. You're not letting the man have no relationship with the kids. That's my conclusion to all this. And because that, your children are right now, as we speak, suffering. One moment, guys. I'm gonna take a pause. Please like the stream, share the stream, and please subscribe to the Chaos Rain Show. One moment. All right. Yeah, so that's my thing. That's how I look at it. That's how I see things. So at the end of the day, they can't tell me nothing right now. In regards how these children, the outcomes of these children when they're around you for the majority of their development. Let me do this. I'm gonna put the call link in the stream. Let's see who'll come up. Call line's open. Let me see if anybody will come up. One other thing I do want to add on, since I'm talking about this, I was doing some digging in regards to the percentage of Black men of all walks of life here in the West get married, or what percentage of the race of women a Black man will more look towards marrying the most. And what I found, or what I've discovered, was actually not frightening, but it made more sense in my opinion. All right, let me see. Do I have it? Let me look for it. Let me look for it. Where is it? Because this is something that I had to look at firsthand. Where is it? Okay. And before I pull this up, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel. This is a data of showing the percentage of Black men who they marry. Oh, wrong one. All right, let me pull up so you guys can see it. Where is it? Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. This is the image I want to show. I'm gonna show the hold on. The Essence link to this, and then work my way to the Black demographics, which is still a website that's still credible for those that don't know. All right, here we go. Oh, actually, no. Let me do this because it's not showing. So I'm gonna do this instead. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna pull up 3 articles. One article. Next is the other article. Actually, it's 2 articles. Actually, I thought it was 3. Let me make sure. No, I'm right. Only 2 articles, so you guys have it. All right, here's the 2 articles that I'm going to share with y'all. First one's from Essence article. I think it's Essence magazine. Let's see. All right, y'all see that? This series shows about the Black love and the numbers, by the numbers. The surprising truth about Black love by the numbers. With all the noise on social media, where does Black love really stand? We dive into there to look at how it's holding on and the evolving of today. And when was this written? This is written back in February of 2025, right? The story features January, blah, blah. All right. The state of Black marriages, Black love and marriage has always been cornerstone of resilience and identity in our community. But the story is constantly evolving, whether we're navigating socially pressures, societal pressures, or redefine relationships. The journey is as complex as it's powerful. These trends shape Black partnership today, incorporating traditional growth and modern realities. Black women are less likely to marry outside the race. No, it's not that they're likely. It's men are not choosing to marry them. There's difference because if all men today wanted to marry Black women, all race of men, they could do so and they will. Matter of fact, they will be so eager if Mr. Charlie gets on one knee with ring in hand, right? And said, "Will you marry me?" And Black women will slap their face and say, oh, yes, I will marry you. They'll be so shaken, convulsing, crying. They'll put the finger in and say, "Oh," and they will sit there, flaunt the ring with their zaddy in front of the camera, taking mad pictures. I tell you, this ain't no joke. All right, so let's look at this. Black women are less likely married. We all know that. 7%. Outside the race. Okay. For Black women, the percentage of those never married grew to 49% in 2022, up from 37% in 1990. They say this is what it grew, but are we really look at numbers of marriage all across the board? We're not. 30% of Black Americans are married compared to 48% of the U.S. population overall. And keep in mind, guys, marriage is down. For those that don't know. And make sure you like the stream. Before I continue, let me make sure no one's in the studio. I gotta double check every time. I don't know why I do this. Okay. All right, no one's in the studio. Okay. All right. It says here 30% of Black Americans are married compared to 40. I read it right. 50% of Black adults have never been married, in contrast to 34% of the general U.S. population. 83% of Black men with an income of $100K or higher are married to Black women. Now, let me say this about Black men in this $100K nonsense. You should be making as much money as possible for your benefit, not to marry just anyone, especially Black women. You do this for your own self-preservation, to make yourself look enticing, to make yourself function and maneuver in the society, especially depending where you are geographically in the United States, especially where you reside in certain states. But remember, 100K nowadays is not really much nowadays with the adjustment of inflation. It's not gonna get too much. You might get something for a single man making 100K or more. Roughly, they said is 6 figures is like 10K a month. So with 10K for 12 months, that's like 120, not including taxes. You might bring home 100K a year, maybe. And my math suit me at 24% of the tax rate. But nonetheless, if you're a single person making that, you're good, roughly. So now let's keep going. What's one missing? Okay. In 2021, 50% of the married Black men had spouses of other races, with 8% married to white women and 4% to Hispanic women. Now, I think this is really focused mostly on the United States, this percentage, where they get the data. And I'm not sure Black demographics go in more detail, but we'll look at that in a second. Scrolling down, by 2022, 50% of Black men had never been married, raising from 43% in 1990. Among Black LGBT, well, I'm not going to, marriage in a domestic partnership cohabitation or cohabitating. It might get ton of cohabitating. 12% are the same sex marriage. 18% are different from sex marriage, which I don't focus on. But those I don't know. Now, state of black divorce. And there's a link to that. I'm not sure if I want to click on it. Maybe I will. Black communities reveal a complex story of challenges and growth. Exploring these trends sheds light on unique dynamics impacting Black relationships today. Divorce is more common among Black women at 38.9% and Black men around 38.7% than in other race groups. Now, I'm not sure they mentioned if this is Black men divorcing at the same percentage as Black women from what is said in here in the state of divorce. Because we all know most women are the ones more majority initiating divorce for every reason. For every reason. Because they call it no fault divorce. And we're not going to that because that's another in the rabbit hole we don't want to touch. 30.8% is the average divorce rate for Black marriage compared to the 40% national average. And this is some fruity shit right here, the pink shit. The experience of Black singles offer a glimpse into the evolving dynamics of love, independence, and identity with the community, from confronting societal norms to navigating career, personal growth, yada, 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 yada. We all know this. It said, I need to get my career, all this stuff, while still being in marriage. Remember, marriage is duty. If you remember, for the ladies that's in the building, you know the notion that a man has to do his duties if he's married to said wife. And hopefully, in conclusion, you would fulfill your duties as well as said wife. Hopefully. But we all know, in regards, as a man, he gets married, he gets no days off. He has to do the best he can to fulfill whatever masculine duties he has to do in a marriage. Moving on. Did I miss anything? It says here, career, okay, and reflect both challenges and opportunities. These insights provide a deeper understanding of what it means to stand strong and thrive as a single Black person in today's world. 47% of Black adults in the United States were single up into 2020, compared to 28% of the white adults and 27% of the Hispanic adults. By 2022, the median age of Black individuals was around 34.9 years, slightly younger than the national mean age of 38 years. Now, I'm not sure they're saying this is the age now we decide as a man or as a group, we start taking and really want to get married at that age range. I thought usually it's supposed to be around 30, but I think they said men now, if they're in the mid-30s, they will seek marriage. So that might make somewhat sense. That might be accurate. All right. The state of dating online while Black. Now, this one's an interesting one. Dating online while Blacks come with its own set of unique experience. No, it does not. If you're dating out. Navigating digital space often means confronting biases while still seeking meaningful connections. These trends reveal the complexity of finding love in a world shaped by both technology and social perceptions. Well, personally, we live in digital space today. This is a digital age, so we have to operate how we find or interact with each other digitally now. Not saying that you should always go out, which really that's the real thing you should be doing. Still going out in the world, interacting, having conversations, meet people face to face, chucking, jiving, laughing, hell, even dance with each other and maybe kissing. But we don't do that much now because people are more antisocial than more than ever. Could we say that the dangers of social media cause more antisocial people? We could say that. But I think people are up to the times. if you're born around the end of the 70s going on to mid 90s, you might feel left out of not connecting with people socially like you used to. But if you're Gen Z and maybe the next alphabet that's coming along, you are more geared toward a digital space more officially. So this is based on generation of people from Gen X up to millennials. So let's look at here. And where was I? Okay. Research show Black men and women tend to receive fewer response on dating apps. And there's a reason for that. Because most non-Black people in America, especially, they're not so focused wanting or seeking Black mates for long-term relationships, much as marriage en masse in America. Because you got to keep in mind, Black people here in America are deemed as the lesser of the race, the uglier of the race, and go as far as the representation of what is called evil. You are the devil, and they are, in the eyes, gods. Purity. How can I prove this? Look at the media. They every chance they get, they want to go out and demonize Black women, and especially they demonize the Black man the most. Why? Because it is all a game to keep the game and the notion going that who is superior, who is God, and who is evil, who is the devil. Now that's gonna go over a lot of people's heads because people think that I'm the devil, evil. Hear me out. Because in nature or any reality, there has to be comparisons. Who's good, who's bad. And we live in a country that's majority white, upwards of 7% now. And last time I checked was 80%, and I think now the numbers starting to dwindle a little bit because they're not replacement. That's why they keep importing people. They view us as bad, evil, while they view themselves as good, beautiful, godly. And let's keep real. Whole purpose why they demonize most Black people, especially Black men, the most, is a mate guarding strategy. So, all right. So let's keep going. Comparing individual research. Okay. 30% of adults in the United States have tried using dating apps or websites. Participations rates are fairly consistent across racial and ethnic groups, with similar proportions of whites, Blacks, Hispanics, Asians, adults engaging in online dating. Black love exists at the crossroads of traditional resilience and modern realistic, and these insights paint a complex picture, showing that while challenging persistence, so does the deep and enduring pursuit of connection through choosing marriage, navigating singlehood, or embracing the digital age, blah, blah, blah. Societal shifts while remaining roots of its cultural identity. How far? Okay. The data serves not as an answer, but a mirror reflecting the state of our relationship today, inviting us to consider where it can go. Black love is not statistics. It grows, shifts, and redefines itself in ways that honors the past while looking ahead to the possibilities of the future. Onward to the future now. Point to the future now. And Black love in all its forms remain testament to the strength of beauty in our communities. That's the end of this so-called article. Yeah. And we're not gonna look at any of this. This is crap. Where am I? All right. Add enough of that. Remove that. And what else is on here? What else? And let me stop. Hold on. It's still screen sharing. Let me fix that. Now the Black demographics article. Well, it's not article, it's just data. I'm just gonna let you look at it. And let me see how up to date this is, because I'm not reading anything that's been up to date. I'll let you look at it anyway, but this is my issue with black demographics. Like many websites, they gotta really make sure everything is up to date, as accurate as possible. Because I don't like look at any data that's 4 or 5 years older. This right here, wrong one. Hold on. What the hell? Oh, sorry guys. Okay, here it is. Let me screw up. There we go. All right. So this right here. As you could tell, black demographics, black marital status. And it shows by numbers. And look at the website. Mine did a little different color change. I mean, it looks good because it's consistent that this is a black demographics website. So I should be seeing things in black and white. That's the case. So now, marriage, windows, as you can tell, same thing. 12%, 5%, 50%. Yeah. So that's just a glimpse of it. I'm not going to read all this because it looked like the data is only 2 years old. And what is said here is pretty much to par for now. And it's to par for good reasons. You get the point. You get the point. So now let me see if I can get Jay Shine on here. And then I'll call us a day. And like I said, I dropped the link in the chat room for those that want to come up. That's optional. Let me see. So you guys hit the like button, share the stream. You ready, Jay Shine? Hello?
Yo.
Yeah, you ready, Jay Shine? I put the link, the streamer link. You want to come up for a little bit and talk about it? We'll discuss on my channel.
Oh, sorry.
I gotta hang up the because this is not gonna play well the what do you call it, the Discord yet. So I think I have to have some plugs plugged in here properly to run it here. You know.
What's going on? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now. I put it in Discord. See if you can click on the link and see if we can come up. That cool?
Hold on.
All right. Oh, sorry guys. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me ringing. I just had the thing on. Wait, what's this? Oh, retrace. Message retrace. Who's this? Wait. All right. Yeah, hello?
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. Oh, you can't hit the streamer link? Hold on a second. All right. All right. All right, guys, hold on a second. Let me jump off Discord for a second. Let me just do this. All right. All right. Let me check. Oh, somebody posted something in the chat room today. Oh, that's sad. I'm not sure why the message was retracted. That's interesting. Very interesting. That is very interesting. Yeah. But that is what it is, people up here. Yeah. All right. I had him on earlier. I'll try getting back on because I don't want. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me see if it will play. Let me remove some things. Sorry about this, guys. You know I do this on the fly. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me check. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna call him on it, and y'all guys probably gonna hear him on here. As much as I don't want to do this, it looks like he's having issues. It's not. It's not. Right. Jay Shine's not in the States, so. I'm gonna give this a few minutes before I call this a wrap. I'm gonna sit back and relax. I already said my piece. I already looked at the data. We all looked at it. So, oh, there it is now. All right. All right, Jay Shine, you there? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you all loud and clear, my brother.
What's good, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. Like I said, if we can keep the language to minimum, that would be great, if possible. You know what I'm saying? Because this is overtime. But like I said, and like I said, if you're in the building, if any ladies in the building, you can come up if you want to express what you heard on today's stream. The chat room. I see you in the chat room. If you're a woman, you want to come up and express what was read or on the top of Brian McKnight, please come up now and forever hold your peace. But besides that, Jay Sean, long time no see. Brian McKnight, he has won his defamation lawsuit. It's still pending because in 1 week it will be considered a victory because they give after the claim on October the 6th. It looked like they give him like 21 days.
Yeah,
that's how it goes when you win a suit if someone didn't show up to court. So we're gonna see. In my opinion, I think she's not gonna show up because if he slapped with a lawsuit and you have to show up, or you're gonna be hit with this extraordinary bill, you will at least make the attempt. But she didn't do that. She feel in her mind that's not necessary, much as she feel that you ain't gonna do nothing as a black man. What consequence to you gonna send to me if I talk shit about you and what you have done to me for the last 13 years in marriage? So the floor is yours, Jay Sean. What's your views and takes on this?
Look, Brian McKnight for the win. This is how you do it. When I say, business is life and life is business, this is what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. He's not playing around. Mm-hmm. These are the things we got to do now. Unfortunately, as men in America, is we gotta go to court. We gotta sue people, man. We gotta sue people back. You can't let people mess with you, and this is the result. We have to, as men, start handling business when it comes to our families and our wives, kids, whatever it is, because they're not gonna play with you. Look how many times his children, his wife have sued him. And these are things that are not talked about when it comes to Brian McKnight. Now, of course, he's a black man, so of course the women take the opportunity to hate on the black man, go against him, don't take his side, don't care about his side of the story. And he makes all the music for them. They were, he was a heartthrob for them. And look how quick they turn on him. Because they don't care about what he's going through. They don't care about how he's hurting. It must be painful to have your child turn on you, let alone have children turn on you. You know what I mean? That must be painful. But no one cares how he felt. No one cares about how 50 Cent feels. You see the son siding with the mom and disrespecting the father and turning on the father publicly and all that. You don't think that hurt? No one cares. So we got to go out here and handle our business. And that's what Brian McKnight did. He went out there and handled business. All right. You're going to have to take care of your paper, your reputation, all of that, because no one else is going to do it for you. And I'm glad he got the win. To take advantage of his fame and his talent to make yourself some money, because that's what she was doing. Just keep in mind, it's not like he's going after her on some personal shit. She's trying to make money off of their relationship, off knowing him. A tell-all book, all the shit that we see happening right now, to men. Our business being thrown out in the street by somebody we share private intimacy with. It's fucked up. It's a dirty game. If you reverse it, just think about it. We reverse any of this shit that's happening to men these days, just any of it. We would be called bitch ass niggas. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Excuse my French.
Okay.
I mean to curse. But you know what I'm saying? It will be called all kinds of, we're not men. We're not, we're not strong men. We're weak. We're this, we're that. But it's okay to just do whatever you want to do to men.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane. So, I'm glad he got the win. He's protecting his reputation. He's protecting his name. And then most importantly, and I'm gonna close on this last point, he moved on. He moved on. Got turned on. He went through a bad, breakup with his wife. Got his kids turned on him. That man said, "All right, you know what? I'm gonna make a new hove. When I got a new wife, and sort of, got a new family, and he's focused on that. What I mean is, he didn't stop being happy. You know what I mean? He kept moving forward. A lot of people don't do that. When they have these bad breakups and in bad situations, they end up swirling in that. I'm trying not to curse. You see me? I'm trying to.
Yeah. I know. It's hard. I had to develop this point after a while, Jay Shine, after certain broadcasts that I find in the long run that I should let it wild out when I find stories like this. But when I come to realization that I must still hold a decorum of composer, because I want people that's going to come across broadcast, regardless is intriguing or not, to listen to this.
Right.
Because really, truly, when we use the vulgarity lyrics like rapidly, it defeats the message in the long run. Now, we're just talking like barbershop, it's fine. But when we talk about serious issues, I want people to hear us clear and well.
Yeah, I got you, brother.
Yeah,
I got you. So I'm gonna try to oblige.
Yeah.
So I'm over here self-correcting myself, but but a lot of us, we sit in that that trauma or whatever the situation is, and we get caught up in it, right? And we don't know how to move forward. He didn't do that. He moved forward. He's actually a great example on a lot of levels of what you should do if you're in these situations. You know what I mean? Because you don't know if your wife's gonna go left on you. You don't know if your kids are gonna go left on you. You don't know. You don't know. And if it happens, what do you do? All right. Did he care about what the public thought? No. He stood on the square. He called out what was going on. He said, "No, this is not right. This is what's happening to me. The kids are doing this. The wife was doing that." You know what I mean? He kept it 1,000. And he took all the criticism that came with that. But that's part of being a man. You can't waver. You can't do none of that. You got to stand on your square. So Brian McKnight for the win.
Yeah. And one thing I like about all this, when I really did this more digging, and I did too much digging into this, what I've learned personally is that he doesn't hate his first children, the two boys, or one boy, one girl, wherever it said that he has with the first wife, is he still was somewhat trying to be involved father, even to the point where his son died of cancer, right? But the mother refused for him to step in to help his son with proper treatment in a better area. Because let's be clear here. She don't got a resource. I ask this question every time. What does these women have without these men?
Exactly.
Because last my check, they got married at 20. What was she doing when Brian McKnight got signed back in 1989? The next year he married you, and you and him been together for 13 years. And what's the underlying why you or why he divorced you? Whoever got divorced, what? And go beyond cheating, because I'm at the point now, Jay Shine, that most of you ladies don't give about if a man's cheating, especially the more money he has, personally, or if he's that man. Because let's be clear here, Mr. Charlie cheats, all other race men cheat, and you just turn a blind eye. So why is it so different from the black man what he moves and he's being productive doing what he
Because
should be doing?
you're a boy. It's plantation politics as usual.
Okay.
You know, it's plantation politics. You a boy. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, a lot of black men are not seen as men by their own women. You know, even if you a famous, rich athlete, you know, actor, musician, you know, look how Michelle Obama always got to try to like bring down, you know, Obama. You know what I mean?
No, but it should be used as an example. I'm listening.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to always take a haircut. It's an ego thing. Like, we got this ego competition with our own women, which is out of control right now. You know what I mean? And like you said, who's the engine? Who's the one making all the dough? Who's the one? Even let's say he was making the same money. Say we were both making the same money. He's still responsible for protecting the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at minimum, you know, you're disrespecting somebody that's going to be responsible for giving their life for you and your kids. And you would think that would come with some level of respect, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, that's not the case. And if they get mad, we got a culture that says she has a right to be hurt. And if she hurt, then oh well, whatever she does is acceptable. And it's not. It's not. You know, so we got to turn that page as a society, because that's not even just a black thing. That's kind of a universal thing. Yeah. You know, we got to turn that page. That no, just because she's upset and because she hurt, she can't do what she want to do. Because what you just pointed out a minute ago sounded like parental alienation to me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. When you get in between the contact between a kid and the father, and you trying to make sure that you control when the father talks to the child, and you know how the father talks to the child. That's parental alienation. That's parental alienation.
Straight up. That's and I'm not sure you heard it. First, I could play for you the actual the video, the audio tape of when she You want to play it or you heard it? Did you hear it?
I heard it.
Okay.
You know,
if
you want to do it for your audience, that's fine. I'll wait.
No. They already hear it. I'm not gonna repeat it because
okay. Yeah, you know, so it's like, you know, that's the only thing that he did not accomplish in this back and forth with her. And we got it. That's the next step. When we go to court against, you know, our baby mothers or ex-wives, whatever the case might be, because, you know, I got custody of my daughter. The one thing I did not sue my daughter's mother for was parental alienation. This is something we got to start doing. You know why? Because we got to start making it precedents.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So this is something that has to get chased down, because no one performs parental alienation more than the mothers. They manipulate their children onto their side. They said they have full-blown conversations about grown-up business with their children.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. All their business. Tell them what you and your father, which should be kept in-house.
It got nothing to do with the kids.
Nothing to do with the kids.
You shouldn't be having those conversations with the kids at all. And they just get away with murder in this regard. And what it does, it creates insecurity in children. It creates an animosity, hostility, all kind of mixed emotions, all kinds of stuff. And it's selfish. All because she's a weak bitch. Oh, damn, I'm bad. Oh.
Yeah, I know it's hard. Keep going.
I almost bit my tongue off that time.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, she a weak chick. You know, so you know, and they use the kids, and that has become a social norm. We got to push back against that. The only way we do that is to go through the fire. So that's the kind of fighting we got to be doing. That's why I be like illing out on the manosphere, because these are things that we're not really doing. You know, we got to do this kind of stuff. This is a contact sport. All right.
Mm-hmm.
This is a contact sport. When we sit there and work our butts off and we use our talents and our God-given talents, and we push hard with effort and we build something just to have it tore down by a bitter female.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be, that's, you know what I mean? And to have a legal system that we pay taxes to back it. That has to be dealt with. And you can't just deal with that by talking on the panel. You feel me? You got to go on court. You got to walk into these courtrooms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so salute to him. Shout out to people like him. Like earlier I said 50 Cent, Therese. These are guys that's doing the work.
Yes,
they're fighting.
Fighting, yeah.
You know, they're not playing around. They fighting back.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, that's all I got to say on that.
And let's keep in mind, black women in their mind, because like you said, they view black men as a whole as boys. They think, say, how dare you fight back? You're not going to fight back against mama. Are you out your mind? You're going to sue me for defamation. Boy, I owned you. I got your 2 kids. I got control of your sons. When you moved on, I did not move on. That's why he could put that barrier in his son's back to destroy his place, except destroy the picture of him and his mother. Tells you everything that we need to know, that you poison your son's heads because you cannot move on. You had a man, you lost him. And here's the sad thing about all this. And this is why I notice a lot of women that married to men that are well established and have names, right? Why are you ladies, you bitches can't remove the last name of the man that you no longer associate with? I'll tell you why, because you have no identity. It tells you this man is more valuable than you. Danae Jackson. Why you still got Derrick Jackson's last name, bitch? As sick as you are. You should be moving on. Last time I checked, you don't. Same for Miss Knight. Same for who else got last names? I'm trying to name off the
Jordan's
top.
ex-wife. Yeah.
Who?
Jordan, ex-wife.
Yep. Who else? I'm trying to remember. Remember that. I'm be honest with Jay Shine. There's too many women that we can name off our heads right now that still carry their husband's last names that no longer.
You know what? It's not only that they don't have any identity, chaos.
Yep.
They don't have any integrity.
They
don't have any. They don't have any honor.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm going with this is that, and this is hurtful to say, because this might even include some of our own mothers. We're dealing with dishonorable people who are thieves mentally.
Mm-hmm.
They're here to take from somebody else, and they're entitled to it. Let's take marriage and kids off the table.
Okay.
What's the biggest debate we hear right now in the one of the biggest debates we hear in the dating, space? What should be done on a first date? How much a man should pay?
Yes, that's
there's an entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
For you to even open your mouth and talk about what somebody should pay for you just to come out and spend time with them. You're supposed to be trying to get to know them.
Yeah.
But it's about, what I'm worth. I'm worth. If it ain't Ruth Chris, then what the woo. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah.
How dare you take me to, what was that place again? Cheesecake Factory. You see what I'm saying? It's all connected. There's an entitlement here because we're not dealing with honorable people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I'm glad I got to raise my daughter. I got to raise her.
Mm-hmm.
But most women across the board, black, white, Chinese, whatever you want to call it, in the Western culture, are being taught to be dishonorable people.
Yes.
They have no honor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they become, this is how they become hoes. Mm-hmm. This is how they become gold diggers. This is how they become womb hustlers. Mm-hmm. All right? That's my term. The term I created, womb hustlers. These are womb hustlers. Women who will use their wombs,
mm-hmm.
whether they become single mothers or they become wives, only to divorce their husbands because past a certain point. Mm-hmm. You see this all the time with football players. As soon as they retire, women drop papers on them. You understand me? Because they weren't hustlers. They were never there for forever, happily ever after. They was not there for that. That was a lie. They stood in front of their family, your family, in front of a priest, in front of God, and lied. They never meant it. They never meant the vows. It was all a hustle. You see what I'm saying? This is the reality of life. Now, if you think I'm bullshitting, put it like this. Don't tell me I'm wrong when you have women right now being exposed for being yacht girls.
Case in point, Sweetie. She's out there. She's busting wide open for married men, and she's trying to go on other podcasts, take and go around doing damage control. Oh no, baby! Listen, if you're not covenant, you are a 3 or 4 out here on these streets. I don't give a what you say.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different levels to it, man. You know, you got women out here who will be the sweeties of the world, or to be, you know, a women that will get divorced as soon as they get an opportunity. What's the opportunity? Oh, he cheated. So that presented an opportunity for them to walk away with what? Half your wealth. And in places like California, you can even get future earnings. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to do nothing. So like you said, 20 years old, she retired at 20 years old. Basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Basically, you know what I'm saying? She retired at 20 years old. If she got married to this man when she was 20 years old, and this is a successful man, she retired at that. That's when she retired. Because when they get divorced, whatever the case might be, she's walking away with the house, half his earnings. All right. You can say the same thing for Dr. Dre's ex-wife when they got married. So she got married. I forgot what age she was. Let's just throw up a hypothetical age.
Mid 20s.
Yeah, let's say that's what I say 25. Let's say throw 25 out there. So she was 25 years old when she married Dr. Dre. Guess what? She's been retired since she's been 25. You understand? Yeah. And that's how we're not looking at it. Like I want to say this on your channel, and so it's never been said nowhere else before. Okay. When you're a man and you marry a woman, and the day she walks down the aisle with you, you are not marrying her. You are retiring her.
Oh, yeah. All right. Cut to you. Yep.
That's you how we man with some paper.
Yep.
And you got it going on financially. And you walk down the aisle with that woman, you are not marrying her. You are retiring her. And if you're not seeing it that way, you are not about your business. I'm not saying don't get married. I'm saying if you don't see it that way, you understand?
Yep.
And a lot of men are not seeing it that way. They're not seeing that this is business. Because I'm telling you right now, when the shit break down and it's time for her to come get her Skrilla, she gonna handle hers.
Yep. Facts.
Straight up.
Facts.
All right. And that's just the way it is. Like Run DMC said, that's just the way it is. Huh. She gonna take you to court. And she gonna get her paper up out of you. All right. And that George is going to award her Skrilla and make you pay for her effort. I mean, they're going to make you pay for her legal fees. Ain't that something?
Yeah, I don't get that. So you tell me you try and walk off on this marriage. Why I'm paying for your lawyers? Chick, don't you got the money I give you to go pay your own lawyer? And really, that there needs to be a law in the books. Say if you're going to do this no fault thing, you better have your money up for your lawyers. No person that got the money or the resource should be paying for you to get out of this relationship with you.
I agree.
That's not handling business, bro, at all.
No, but that's us as men. Now, see, that comes back to the collective of men. All right, that's not handling any business. So, like for instance, you see the laws that changed in Texas, right? Capping child support, right? You see what I'm saying? It's an umbrella. These are umbrella.
Kentucky now. Kentucky put some laws now in the books now about the marriage, and now you have to co-parent. So what happens? Now these women, the divorce now plummet because they can't walk up with nothing now after this. Because in their mind, and I'm gonna say this personally, and women should know this, right? Marriage is duty. It's not designed for you to be happy ever after. Get off the fantasy television. Stop watching these so-called reality TV shows, wherever they put on TV, because I'm not focused on television for a long time. Get away from that. It's garbage. It's bullshit. Exactly. And what has happened is condition your mind to sit there and say that you were better off without this man, regardless of doing what he's supposed to be doing, and you think there's things better over the fence. I'm sorry, baby. There is not nothing better over the fence at all. The only thing that you could benefit over the fence is off of somebody else's pocket. Because if you had to go back to work, if you've not been working anyway, you got to fend for yourself. That's why when the government is now cutting back, which it's doing and it should have done a long time ago, is make you a lot of ladies start think real long and hard on how you move in these streets.
Yeah, you got to de-incentivize because it's turned into a cottage industry. It's a business now.
Yeah. So
you got to de-incentivize it. You know what I mean? That's why I disagree with a lot of dudes when they was talking about, abandoning abortion. I was like, nah, maybe restrict it, to a certain amount of time. I'm with that, but don't do it. Why? Because it was leverage. If you're telling me that you don't have the right, you have the right as a woman not to be a mother because you just don't want to be one.
Okay.
You're right. You don't have the right to. You have the right not to be responsible for the child you created. Remember, they tell you in a minute. It took two, right? Okay, cool. So you don't have the responsibility to raise this kid. You could drop it off at an orphanage. You can drop it off at a fire department. You could drop it off at a hospital if you bring it to full term. If you don't want to, at a certain point, for a lot of your pregnancy, you have a time to get rid of it if you change your mind. So you have the right to make all these decisions if you don't want to be a mother. My pushback would have been said, fine, so be it. That I don't want to be the father.
Mm-hmm.
And if you gave men that right, the ability to walk away from fatherhood, just like they have the ability to walk away from motherhood, then you have a push and you de-incentivize right off the bat. Overnight, de-incentivizes single motherhood. Overnight. You can't womb hustle. You can't do none of that. If child support was only for, this is another thing I would change. If child support was only for married women, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now women will be what? Incentivized to get married.
Yes.
All right. So now on one end, you de-incentivize single motherhood. Now on the back end, if you have laws that says fine, if there's a divorce, we automatically get 50-50. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This is how you wash it out.
Yeah.
This is how you wash it out. And then now we're gonna see who came here for what. We're gonna see who really came here for the right reasons. We're gonna see who really got married for the right reasons. You de-incentivize it through law. And these are the things that we should have been chasing as men. You've heard me say this a million times.
Yeah.
We gotta change the laws. I can't depend on her changing her mind. If the laws stay the way they are right now and women start cooperating, fine. We get another 10, 15, 20 years of good cooperation from women, and then their culture changes again and they get back to the bullshit. And now we back up shit creek again. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. It's not, I don't care whether she's going to break bad or not. The laws are what the laws are, and the laws will allow you to do what you're going to do. So the laws are either going to incentivize or de-incentivize bad behavior. That's it. And that's what we need to, that's what we should be pushing for as black men, as men in general, so and part of that fight is us stepping in court and doing what this man did. And doing what 50 Cent doing, and doing what Tyrese is doing. Stepping in these courtrooms and fighting back. Especially if we got the resources to do so. I don't care what they say. When Ludacris got his custody of his kids, and Wendy Williams went on her funky show and talked about what kind of man would take a kid from the mother. A good man. You know what I mean? A good man. He has every right to fight for his children. He has every right to fight for his children, and we're not doing enough of it. It has to be an avalanche of this, and that would incentivize the courts to give deference to men as well. It's just what it is. We dealing with a funky, for-profit system, that was leaning towards women because it made a lot of money for the system to do so. So we have to incentivize. We have to juice. We have to juice the market, as they say on Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got to get in there and we got to fight, man. And we got to stop judging each other. Because this is the last thing I'm going to say about this. And this is a complete judgment on the men. Because I heard a lot of black men in the manosphere, chaos, years ago, crapping on Brian McKnight, too.
Okay.
Going with the narratives the mother put out.
Okay.
Black men in the manosphere did that. Going with the narrative the mother put out. We do this a lot. And then we get into the same things that women do. Well, you should have chose better. No, that's bullshit. We're talking about the law being used as a weapon against a man. I don't care if he chose a red flag or not. We could all sit here and say, yeah, you should have seen the red flags. I don't know why you got that woman pregnant. Or you seen the red flags. I don't know why you got married to her. That's not the point.
Yes.
When the system is being used against a man, we have failed to stand with the men.
Yeah, right.
Socially, all right, and publicly, period. Because when it comes to the women, it don't matter what trifling thing that she does, they find a way to back her.
Yep, right.
And we're not even doing that. We're just saying he has a right to fight for his children. He has a right to have a fair judgment, especially when it comes to his finances. Regardless of who he chose. Because it's not about who he chose, it's about the system. I had the same thing happen to me when I went up to X channel, and there was a bunch of content creators on there. All right. Nate and all of them was up there, and they disagree with me when I said it's not the women that's the problem, it's the system. See, they wanted to sit there and just go in on the women. Yeah, all right. They filed the cases. Yes, they filed. They ain't shit. But when I went to court and when I went through the system, chaos, I realized it was bigger than the women. And that's the game I was trying to push on, and it wasn't accepted. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't accepted at all because they were caught up in emotions of, wanting to, give women that work. And it's time for that. It's time for give them a talking to. But when I'm sitting here and giving you a higher conversation as men and saying, look, when I went in there, my daughter's mother was not smart enough to do what they were doing to me. Okay? There was a system there. And I sit there and watch certain things happen in the system, even when I had custody. You know what I'm saying? That was working against me as a man. And we're not addressing that. So these are the things we got to get about business, you know what I mean? And not make it personal or not make it emotional, because once we start doing that with her, that's when we lose. And my man, Brian McKnight, did not do that. He handled business.
Yep.
Yep. And now she out here, she's singing some of his love songs right now. She's singing the sass.
Well, like I say, he's not out the fire yet. Well, until next week, we'll know more. Once the 21 days is up, which will be the 27th, I believe. But we'll see. I might keep an eye on this. But overall, this is a good victory for the man, and more brothers should follow suit with Brian McKnight's doing, because this needs to be set as an example moving forward. I don't care if you have the resource, not find ways to do so, but there has to be handing out some form of consequence now. I think.
Oh, one more thing, Cass. One more thing I just want to add too.
Okay.
That I want to point out that he did. He documented things.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers, document shit. You got to document. He kept the recordings. He kept the text messages. You see what I'm saying? That's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very important when you go into court, because the women lie. And if you have actual text messages, emails, voicemails that contradict her lies, she can be found in contempt.
Mm-hmm. And here's the sad thing about it. She wrote a book, and I did not know the book she released was just this year. So a lot of women that's on their social media platforms, and I'm going to end it out with this, especially on TikTok and stuff, where they say he should be canceled, all this nonsense. They forgot to say he sued this woman for this amount of money just to set a point. And the point is that you are not going to continue to defame my character and try to make whatever money you can. You get me? I'm not sure where net worth is right now, because she released the book like in January. And I'll be honest with you, no one didn't know much about the fucking book. Let's keep it real. The book was something that just come and go. But all knows she did it just to hopefully to bring light to the situation so she can make some money. she's struggling like most women that are divorcees. I don't care what anybody says, if he's still paying alimony or whatever. His kids are adults, and I'm not sure what she's doing for herself, but it look like you're not doing good, baby. We have to go release a book on this. Same with Shawnee O'Neal or any woman that is no longer in a relationship. You ladies not taking away the last name because you don't have nothing. You have no identity.
Yeah, she's trying to make money off his name, and it's Skullduggery.
And she came out with a book too, talking about her marriage. And really, I tell most women this: listen to me good and listen well, because we're gonna end this. Anytime a woman does not leave on a good note in any marriage relationship with the man they're dealing with, is when you should not be fucking with. I don't give who she is.
Yeah.
Wherever it is, that should stay to herself and the man that she used to be with. It should not be for the general public or any other girlfriend. I don't give a crap. See, one thing I would say is, and I can't speak for other race women, but I guarantee you, if we talk about what's so compared between the sisters and them, I guarantee you, I don't hear them talk much. From what I know, is if I really explore and do research about that, they're gonna open them up about their baby daddy or the husbands, the way that like how black men doing it to us. They keep their mouths quiet. They move on.
Yeah.
You do not move on as a woman. That's why you'll see a lot of black men by default don't really talk about their baby mamas unless they do the baby mamas do them dirt. Even that, a man keeps silent because no one want to hear about your crap, what you're going through.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't go in on about my baby mother. You know, I don't have to.
So we don't have time to hear from that crap. It's you. One thing we do is tell say, bro, go find some new coochie. You know what I'm saying? Or has said, damn, dude, what's up? I mean, really, if she did that, you know, you going sour over this. This it's not even worth it. Because a lot of dudes we gonna shut down quickly because last one there's deal with is any woman that we're not engaging no more. You get me? Yeah. She's gone for a reason. As good as on your behalf that she's gone. Other any closing remarks, Jay Shine?
Well, no, I mean, just since you broke, I just want to say one thing, just keep in mind, fellas, just because she fuck you, don't mean she fuck with you. Okay?
Indeed.
You know what I mean? And that's just that's real life. Just because she fucks you, don't mean she fucks with you. All right. And you gotta understand that reality. And I think a lot of us, get caught up in the love and the relationship, and we forget that we're dealing with another human being. And people have agendas. And women, they do, in that regard, they're deeper oceans than we are as men. So you don't know what's really beneath the ocean with them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Until it emerges. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened with him. He thought he had a loving wife, and he really was laying where he was sleeping with the enemy the whole time. Yeah. So anyway, business is life. Life is business. You brothers handle yours, because I'm definitely handling mine. All right, Chaos, you be good, man. I'll holler at you later.
All right, thank you for coming up, Jay Shine. Look forward to next live stream, because I'm probably gonna go in on another particular woman that looked like she's getting engaged, but about to marry to a young man. So I'm probably gonna cover that. So stay on that one. All right, thank you.
Peace.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for watching or listening to today's stream. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. This was a good one. And overall, Brian McKnight took a big W. And this is something that a lot of men should learn. Take notes. This is how you handle business. The links to follow me are in the description of this video and other videos here on the Chaos Rain Show. You can follow me on Twitter, Discord, and Facebook. Eric Ray on Facebook. And please become a member of the Chaos Rain Show as well. Oh, and don't forget to follow me on Rumble as well. Thank y'all for watching today's stream. Looking forward to comments on this one. And till next time, guys. And I mean till next time. I mean literally. The Chaos Rain.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
the chaos,
let that chaos reign with
the chaos.
let that chaos reign with
must reign